Hello friends, welcome to this session. In this session, I am discussing with you previous year questions from arithmetic chapter profit and loss. Now, one of the main reasons for me discussing these questions with you is that I am hoping that you guys may have completed the initial chapters of arithmetic. In Trident, we have completed number theory in our first batch and almost 50% of arithmetic. So at this point, these videos might help you push you towards your let's say achieving your practice targets. PYQ questions will also help you understand or gauge the difficulty level of the cat, also understand what type of questions are actually tested in the cat and how you can approach them. For a general rule of thumb, I will suggest you to pause the video, read the questions on your own, try to solve them, attempt them, and then look at the solution. At the same time, if you are looking for any personalized coaching or tutoring, you might want to consider Trident for your reference. The description box will have some links through which you can connect with me. Now let's focus on these questions. This is a fairly long questions and you will realize this is an actual CAT 1998 question, previous year question. And in those days they used to ask lengthy questions. Even now they ask questions but not this long. And there are actually two questions over there. Okay. First thing, I'll get rid of the webcam feed because that will eat away the space I need for writing stuff. Now let's read the question. Okay. Again, a general thing that I would want to share with you guys is that please do not read the questions hastily. Read them at your own speed and try to comprehend whatever is given. A company purchases component A and B from Germany and USA respectively. A and B form 30 and 50% of the total production cost. Current gain is 20%. Due to change in the international scenario, cost of the German mark increased by 30% and that of the US dollar increased by 22%. Due to market conditions, the selling price cannot be increased beyond 10%. And then you have your question. So this is your question number 1, which says what is the maximum current gain possible? And then there is a question number 2 also. So at this point, I would highly recommend you to pause the video, try to decipher the question. Okay. I hope you have paused and tried. Let's look into it now. They have said that I will give you the context now. So there is some 50% and 30% situation happening. So obviously this is a pie chart of the total production cost, I'm assuming. Let me just see which is 30. A is Germany and B is USA. Okay. So A and B. So this is USA and this is Germany. Now this is the total production cost. I'm just trying to infer it like this. But there will be a component 20% also, because if you remember, we are only talking about 30 and 50. So that adds up to 80% of the total production cost. What about the rest of the 20%? So you have to take that also into consideration, right? So if I assume that the total production cost is rupees 100, then how much will A comprise of? A will comprise of 30% of 100, that is 30 rupees. B will comprise of rupees 50 and C will be comprising of rupees 20. This is what I can infer from this also. Now they are saying in the next line that the German mark increases by 30% and the dollar is increased by 22%. Also that the current gain is 20%. That means of the production cost. So I'm assuming that you must have understood this is nothing but the CP, and CP is rupees 120. If I say the profit is of 20%, I'm extremely sorry, this is 100, CP is rupees 100, okay, and gain is of 20%, that is they have given over there, right? You have seen it over there, 20%. So the gain will be, gain or you can say profit will be rupees 120, right? You can also say profit as 20 rupees, okay, 20 rupees of 100. You can also say selling price is 120. All of that is correct. Now, the next thing is that they have increased the German mark by 30%. That means this thing goes up by 30% and this thing goes up by 22%. So what will this be? 10% of this is 3. So 30% will be 9. So this goes up by rupees 39. What about this one? This one is 22% of 50. 10% is 5. Or you can also do it like this. You can say if it goes by 22%, you can just multiply this thing by 1.22. Okay. So 5 to the 10, 5 to the 10, 1, 11, 6. So this becomes 61. Okay. I hope these small things you can do on your own. The final part remains as it is, 20. Now what is this was the old total production and what is the current total production? If you see, this is 9, 1, 10, 0. So this is 120 rupees. Okay. Production cost has increased by 120 rupees. Okay. And the selling price cannot be increased beyond 10%. That means the maximum that it can increase is 10% of this 120. This is the current cost price, है ना? After the increment, decrement, whatever has happened. So the maximum the selling price will be, okay. This is the selling price. You can say the profit is 20 rupees. So this is 10% would be 12. So 132, 132. That is the maximum selling price that it can go up to. This is given in the question. I hope you remember. The first condition says what is the maximum current gain possible. So obviously they're asking that if 10% ही हम selling price को increase कर दे, so what would be the gain? You can very well see that from 120 to 132, the gain or the profit, you can say gain of profit is nothing but 12. And if you are looking for gain percentage, yeah, they are looking for maximum gain in terms of percentage, that will be gain upon CP into 100, right? So 12 upon 120 into 100, that is a straight 10%. So the first one will be the answer to this 10%, right? What about the next question? Our next question is a story. So we will have to understand the story and then we can solve it. So let's do one thing. Let me get the annotations. Okay. I will keep the annotations over there. Now they are saying if the USA dollar becomes cheap by 12% over its original cost and the German mark increased by 20%, okay, then what will be the gain? Let's see that. पहले तो remember कि what was the condition of the let's say the dollar. I actually am forgetting, so I need to have the reference now. 30 and 50, right? So A is 30, B is 50. This is German, this is USA. So USA becomes, let's say, cheap by 12%. So 0.88 basically multiplied by 88, and this becomes increased by 20%. So just multiply 1.2, right? German mark increased by. So this becomes 36, and this becomes 5 8s are 40. So this is actually 44. So becomes a 36 and a 44. And remember the component C that has not been accounted for, that remains same. So 20. So 20, 60, 90, 90 and all right. So 90 and this becomes 10. So 100. Yeah, this becomes 100. Yeah, this becomes 100, right? They are saying that the selling price is not altered. Now the first thing that I need to understand that what is the selling price that has not been altered. Selling price is not altered based out of the current gain. Hello, maybe the current gain is 20%. That is what they have given over there. So if the selling price is not altered because of the gain, SP will be 120, right? So the max, क्या पूछा है? They're asking that what will be the gain? The gain will be straight up 20%. From 100 to 120, there's a profit of 20 over CP, that is 100 into 100. You cut all this, you get a 20%, right, over there. So 20%. So this was not at all a difficult question as such, but a doable question in its essence. Okay. Before we go any further, I would like to say one thing. In these type of questions, what you need to understand is that you have to read the question carefully and you have to make a brain, let's say, mind map of all the things that you will be incorporating. Okay. Now, for example, if you remember, I made a pie chart in the beginning. You can see it over there. The pie chart helps me understand what is the allocation of all the resources that is available, and then we can actually proceed very easily. Chaliye, let's go to the next question. This is again a fairly interesting question. A long one to read also. Question says, a certain perfume is available at duty-free shop at the Bangkok International Airport. It is priced in Thai baht, but other currencies are also acceptable. In particular, the shop accepts euro and dollar at the following rates. They have given the rates. Now there is a katha kahani. The perfume is priced at 520 bahts per bottle. After one bottle is purchased, subsequent bottles are available at a discount of 30%. That means you will buy one bottle and then this is 520. After that, every bottle that you buy that is going to be 520 into 0.7. Okay, 30% less of that. This is what it is saying. Three friends, S, R, and M together purchased 3 bottles. They have purchased 3 bottles together of the perfume, agreeing to share the cost equally. Interesting. R pays 2 euros, M pays 4 euros and 27 Thai bahts. S pays the remaining amount in dollars. And then we have question how much R owe to S in Thai baht, how much M owes to S in US dollar. Again, this is a doable question according to me. A very, very easy question also. This is from 2003, one of the leak papers. Okay. So the usual way to solve this question would be to first of all understand that what is the price, the collective price of the 3 bottles that they have. Okay. For example, if I consider, I understand these things very well pictorially, so I will try to write it like this. The first one is 520, the second one is 520 into 0.7, and this is 520 into 0.7. So this is 7 to the 14, 36, 364, 520 plus 364 plus 364. Okay. 5 3 8 3 11. So 1100 and 20, this is going to be 60, 120, 140, 148. This is 8421248. Okay, so the total price, the total is going to be 1248. This is actually not rupees, baht or baht, whatever, right? This is total Thai baht. Now the problem is that these guys are going to distribute it according to the availability, right? So this 1248 baht is going to get distributed equally. Okay, so they will share the cost equally. Now somebody pays something, 2 euros, M pays 4 euros, and so on and so forth, but they are sharing it. So what is the share of each of these person? The share of each of them will be 1248 divided by 3. I hope that much is clear, right? So this is going to be how much? 4, 1 and 6, right? Bahts, 416 bahts is what one friend will be giving to the other friend. Now the story continues. They have to share the things in order. So this person S, rather let's start with R. Now they have said R pays 2 euros. So if R is paying 2 euros, that means he is paying how much? 2 into 46, that is 92 bahts. What about the next one pays 4 euros 27? So 4 euros, right? So 4 into 4 into 46 plus 27, that is uh, how much is this going to be? 24, 16, 176. Okay, just give me 1 second, I'll do it. 4, 6, 24, 2, 16, 18, 184 plus 27. This is going to be 11, 211. I hope I'm not making any mistakes, right? 211 bahts. Then you have S. Now S is paying all of the remaining. So collectively, this is 92. This is 303 bahts that have been paid by R and M. Rest is getting paid by this person, and that will be paid by 1248 minus 303. That is what this S person will pay in dollars. So that is going to be how much? This is a calculation question, not very difficult, right? So this is 1248 303. This is going to be 5 4 945 945. So S pays 945 bahts. Okay. Now the straight off question is that how much R owes to S in Thai baht? 92 he has paid. The rest of 416 he will pay. So 416 minus 92, this is 4, this is 11 minus 9 is 2, 324 bahts he will pay. So this is the answer. How much M owes to S in dollar? 211 he has paid. So again 416 minus 211, this is 50205. Oh, but they are asking for how much in dollars, right? So what is the dollar conversion? 41, right? So 205 by 41. Let's see if it cuts. I'll look into options. Options is 3, 4, 5 and 6. 5 se jayega. 5. So yeah. So this was also a good question. Question number 3. Now at this point, I would ask you to again pause the video and try this question out. But I'm gonna keep this at it. Okay, I have solved 2 questions. I'll solve the rest of the questions also. I just need some confirmation that you guys are enjoying this session. If you enjoy it, I'll continue this thing. Otherwise, it's just a waste of time, right? Again, I would like to say promotional video hai. If you're interested in getting in touch with me for classes, you can do that. The description will have all the links. Thank you.